What's up, everybody? It's a show that doesn't end. It goes on and on, my friend. Who am I? The girl named Sugar. It's your host, the big man with the big mouth from the Big Apple, Big Johnny Stud, coming to you worldwide from Brooklyn, New York. Coming out the chair as always. Your favorite host. Couldn't do it by my own. Best producer in the game, handsome fella at that. My man, Jay Coop. Completing the Can-Am connection. Man, you got to really go back to some old school WWF if you're getting that one. I think I tweeted that one day and I'm realizing, man, I'm not only old, that is truly obscure. I'm right, everybody. I think it might have been Rick Martel. The American is not a well-known guy, Zinky or something like that. Justin, my boy in-house, player prop savant. What's going on? Make sure you follow my studio. They are crushing. I'm always so proud of my community here. Our people, I'm just, a piece of it. Crip Zombie, what's going on? Go. Listen, I want to be the best. I work to be the best, but you can't do it on your own, right? Everybody needs somebody sometimes. So I got my man Justin there, Pass the Prop, his show. Make sure you're checking out with Monotone Foosball. Yo, how good of a host am I? Come on. Promote other people before myself. Rate, review, and subscribe, because it shit matters more than it should. Yeah, baby. OBMG, capo status achieved. It's baseball's version of 300, where we give to the book nothing and take from them everything. File them in the tunnel. But there's not so many evils called for the pen, guys. I think we should be able to run right over them. Ha ha ha! Not so fast there. This is Sparta. Let's go get it, everybody. One single game. I don't know. How are we going to fill it in? I'll find a way. Take a look. I have not done so great with the playoffs. I was just talking to our boy, Frank Amarante, today. Seriously, if you're looking to make money, he is on fire in these playoffs. I talked about that coming into it. I even used his name because it's his style, right? I'm never trying to be better or worse than anybody. We're just different. One of the reasons I mentioned me not being much of a playoff bettor, Brian E., what's going on, man? One of the reasons I'm not much of a playoff bettor, we've done okay, and I think the analysis is good, and it can be fun. There might be some edge. I like some of the pitching props. But maybe we're out here doing 15 games a day, 7 days a week with the model. You've seen it. The implied team totals, all the data. I'm very kind of selective. You give me one game, I feel almost forced to bet. The pricing's not great. The teams are very good. I'm not using my model, and I feel, not saying like I'm guessing, but it's just, I don't kind of have the confidence. So again, when you roll with us, nuance and context coming in the analytics, but also as honest as I could be with you people, man. There's a lot of that out there, this kind of vitriol and fury and beefing and stuff. Who's a professional? You're not who you say you are. Weird. Someone asked me, are you a professional bettor? I was like, not anymore, thank God. Do you want to do that? I don't think you want to do that. I think anyone's saying they want to be a professional bettor. You might want to be, but then they're like, I'm a professional bettor and this is it for me. Hello, the risk, the aggravation, the swings. Man, I got a family, yo. You know what I mean? I'm in New York City here. I'm in Brooklyn, man. It is expensive around here. I got to keep the lights on. I got a smoking hot wife. I got to keep her happy, man. I got to keep these kids fed, lights on. You know what I'm saying? And so I've done it. That's where a lot of, my strict and kind of stringent, it's almost sometimes boring, right? My approach to risk management. One of the things, hopefully, that I'm able to give to you, and have you resonate. Again, doesn't mean you, right? We spoke about this also, about just dropping bombs right now. It doesn't mean don't have a lot of bets, right? These are two different things. Risking a lot and playing a robust ticket, having a lot of bets, are two totally different things. Yeah, I know. PPS, you do enough losing, all of a sudden it's black pepper sandwiches all around. You know what I mean? And we joke, but this is a reality, man. I was a union electrician in New York City, brains and brawn, making a lot of money, working on some high-end stuff. Really cool, but I got hurt really bad. Doctors told me I may never be doing what I'm doing right now, swinging my neck around and everything. And I had to make the move. You get hurt. It's no money. It's nothing. People think what it is, man. There's no personal injury lawsuit. It wasn't anyone's fault. You're talking about, these weak claims and cases or whatever. So I had to do it on my own. And then you realize, you're not firing off the stupid toilet parlays, and you're not, wasting money on stupid stuff. You're jumping on lines early. you're doing hardcore analysis and coming up with a, regimented system, which again is totally different from having a lot of plays. Again, we could both bet the same $10. It could mean the same amount of money to us. I can have 2 plays. You can have 20 plays. That's different, right? And that's, again, what I like to think that we do here. Magnifying glass, the telescope to the microscope is what I mean. Right? Always kind of changing, kind of changing perspectives, not just time frames, long and short, but also, I'm saying application, balancing analysis with the risk. Again, I'm a one-man band here. We got to do it. No one's going to give it to us. You got to go get it. Hopefully I'm here to crack the door open and you got to kick it open. Oh, let's do the thing, man. Here we go. I almost said it's a me. But if you've seen that on going viral on YouTube, Mario, we believe Super Mario isn't saying it's a me, he's saying Isumi, which is Japanese for super, which is kind of deflating. Although it's still pretty cool, which I always thought was weird. That I'm like, they're really ripping on like Italian accents. So I thought something was strange, and now we know that they're not. It's a me. It's not. It's a Isumi. Stupid. Arizona Diamondbacks on the road plus 143 dogs at Philadelphia. Broad Street Bullies. Aaronola on a bump for the Fighting Phils. I pretty much made my intentions pretty clear on this. We were looking for the Philadelphia sweep. I think the run was over for the Diamondbacks. They were getting it done, just playing out of their shoes. And God bless them. Bless their hearts. The Baby Snakes are going to be very good. Their competitive window is just opening, right? So I'm not trying to trash the Diamondbacks. Don't get mad at me. Any Snake fans out there. This team is going to be very, very good. What ends up happening? All the stuff that I talked about, I was pretty clear. Not having a great playoff run. But one of the things I nailed, again, the macro stuff I'm always going to be very good at, I think. You got to put away pitching. You got to. You just got, if you're going to run deep, you got to put away pitching. Now, I'd be flat out shocked if they're able to turn this around, especially after dropping the Gallon game. Philadelphia jumped them early, didn't have enough to get back into it. Though Arizona did touch the bullpen. The starting pitching for Philly has been overwhelming. The hitting is just crazy good, right? When your stars are elevated. Man, that ballpark is charged up when Harper is in the box, man. You can't look past Schwarber or Trey Turner and like Castellanos. These guys are really good. So we could start with the overview, because again, it's only one game. Aaronola in the season gave you 193 innings, 4.46 ERA to 115 WHIP, 7.11 OPS. Somebody think we were on often and early, particularly down a stretch. All the earned run indicators were like a full run better, right? Expected ERA and Sierra both at 3.75. There's your validation, right? We spoke about that all year. I like expected ERA and I like Sierra. Expected ERA probably tests out in season a little more strongly. I still like to use them both. When they agree, you go with that. When they disagree, you got to look further in. 26K to only 6 walks, so you still get the 20 K minus BB check mark there. 30% CSW, called strikes plus whiffs. That's a big check mark there. Again, I mentioned a 6% ball rate. What you get when you roll with us. Something Jeff Zimmerman from Launch Angle Pod. Again, why I'm into the fantasy stuff. That's where a lot of the science happens. And a lot of these gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I should say, are not necessarily into the betting side. And I think there's a lot of edge to be found. So Jeff Zimmerman, super smart dude, talking about the value of ball percentage greater than sign walk rate makes a lot of sense. I mean, right? Talk about something that's right up our alley. Underpinnings. Oh, that's what we're all about. Input greater than output. Love that stat. To give you an idea how to read it, again, nuance, context, trying to leave you with things that matter. Best baseball show in the nation. I'm past this, Jay. If you know, we probably could, if we had the producers in the room full of makeup and stupid shit that they have that we don't, right? We'd probably be able to put together a supercut of me like evolving. Like, are we the best baseball? I'd like to be the best baseball show. I think one day we could be the best baseball show. Are we the best baseball show? We might be the best baseball show. We're the best baseball show anywhere on the internet. Don't want to hear it. Rate, review, and subscribe if you agree. Please, 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 pretty please, with sugar on top, stick your cartoon finger right inside me. There's plenty of room. Right inside this big hot air balloon, baby. God, it show's completely off the rails. That's what it's all about. If you're rolling with us deep into October, then you know what this is about. Right? We're working hard, focused on edge, trying to look forward, but also look back. Self-audit our lessons and create positive work, good analysis that'll hopefully lead to plus EV bets, and maybe, God forbid, we laugh. Oh no, imagine laughing. Imagine laughing. Imagine having fun. Don't tell the Zoomers, the boomers and the Zoomers, the crooners or whoever the hell is mad at us right now, hating on us for doing the thing that we do, me and you, Cold to the Pen crew. Take that. Oh my God. It's all so dumb. Jay, please don't ever let me forget that one. Best show in the business. Let's do it. All right, Merrill Kelly. On the wait. We were doing Nola, right? So the disciplinary stuff is really good, keeping the ball down. Again, very good on the edges. I wanted to get to the second half stuff. Also, Nola, big time split home and away. Okay. Something you always want to keep an eye on. Home. I think home stats, I'm not saying necessarily sticky, but I think they're a bit more reliable because, right, that all those constants are the same, where road stats themselves are inherently different. The traveling time differences are different. Nola, excellent at the crib, right? You pull up, the lawn is mowed, the garbage is out. Weeds are plucked. 212 batting average allowed, 631 OPS, 3.2 xFIP, 3.2 ERA, 1.25 home and 9. He's been really good at home, not so good on the road, right? 5.4 ERA on the road for Nola. Well, you don't have to worry about that. Then down the stretch, second half, again, it was a lot of the same. 4.6 ERA, but all the indicators were even better than they were on the season. The walk rate drops down to 5. The chase rate jumps up beyond 40. And then you get a lot of the opposite split stuff for Kelly. Although, you know what? I have some granular notes. Let me finish the Nola while I got it. So 2 playoff starts for Nola. Went 7, gave up none, struck out 3, walked 1. Went 5 2/3, gave up 2, struck out 9, walked 1. We mentioned that, and especially how good Nola is at home. Right, and if you want to go back on other episodes, not that people are really doing it at this point in the season. But one of the reasons I think you need to listen to the show all the time, cramming 5 pounds of shit in a 3-pound box, baby, every day. Again, back to the consistency of the home and the humidors and how the effect and treatment of that can affect breaking pitches. More specifically, again, right, how a home split would absolutely be more reliable. That is a consistent treatment of the ball, right? Because that's the thing we're talking about. Again, I've unbelievably so had people who know orders of magnitude smarter than me to talk about this, like Barton Smith. You could follow him on Twitter at Magnus PI, right? Because it's the Magnus effect, right? Magnus PI. That's like a computer joke. That's one of those RDRR campaigns going on. I don't know if anyone gets on RDRR. You really got to go back with the Simpsons stuff with me if you want to get it. Like if you want half my jokes, it's Simpsons and WWF. That's pretty much the entirety of my childhood. Anyway, so Nola's been really great, and again, especially good at home. In that game versus Atlanta, plus 30 CSW on the four-seamer, on the knuckle curve, and the change. 32 games started on the season, 15 quality starts, 7 money starts. Any new listeners, again, very simply put, I kind of created that. 7 innings pitched minimum, 2 earned runs maximum. To give you an idea of, those are the stats that move the needle. We want them in fantasy, we want them in betting, and absolutely you want them in the playoffs to get through 21 outs, hand the ball to the top end of the bullpen. This is kind of intuitive. And then I also have to look at the big strikeout games. So 10 strikeout games, 3 times. One thing today, JR, first play. I hope I didn't put you to sleep there. Nola has 6 strikeouts or more 20 times this year. And that's where the line is set, 5.5. So let's go. I mentioned the pitching props. I think that's where I want to be today, Mr. J. So let's grab the Nola strikeout prop. Hopefully it's still at 5.5, and hopefully it's not any worse than like minus 130. I'm kind of holding my nose and hoping against hope right here. All right, I was kind of on the money, right? I see minus 125, so we'll take that. So let's go Aaron Nola over 5.5 strikeouts. Distance is certainly on the table. The strikeout stuff is certainly on the table. And again, he's in his best split, so we like that one. Remember, Nola's going to feature that knuckle curve. Again, more lessons. Geez, like, seriously, had you never been into this stuff and you just listened to the show every day, like, gosh, you sound like the professor. And that's what we're all about. So when we like to break down individual pitches, people, I created a triple slash. I sound so full of myself sometimes, but you can tell I'm a degenerate doing the work. So I want to do the work. It's not available. I create something. Right? Again, another lesson for all you people. No one's going to give it to you. You got to go get it. Okay? And sometimes the door isn't cracked open. Sometimes you have to put a hole in the sheetrock and squeeze your fat ass in it. Go get it. Something is not there, create it. Create it. Don't just complain, create solutions. That's the thing that I want to say. So let's get into the triple slash for individual pitches. My best descriptor for an individual pitch, and again, if you disagree, I'd like to know why, right? Don't just tell me it's stupid. That's the worst. Tell me what you'd like to see better. We use usage, percentage usage, which makes a lot of sense. Expected slug, which is contact quality allowed. The reason I use it, it's on the main page for Savant. It correlates perfectly to expected wall, but I don't like BA. That's the one I would not use, is XBA, because remember, BA is just the ball landing. We want the implication of extra bases and stuff. So expected wOBA, expected slug going to be better. Expected wOBA on contact would actually be the best because that's purely isolated to contact events. But to be honest, I was doing correlation stuff. It's really not worth the extra work. It's not worth getting aggravated over. But you could use expected wOBA, you could use expected slug, and they work on the same kind of scales, right? Anytime you hear wOBA 315, 315 average, when you get into 330, 340, that's for a hitter very good, for a hitter very bad, right? And then the other way, if a hitter has a 280 expected wOBA, that's very bad. If a pitcher is allowing a 280 expected wOBA, it's very good. And then slugging right is like 500 is really good, 400 is average when you get into 300, all right? So again, I don't just slap numbers at you. Hopefully you're learning how to understand these things and then use them yourself and sew them into your own tapestry. Right? That's how we like to look at analysis. Never have one stat kind of blow it up. And then the last one, swing and miss, right? Isn't that what it's all about? So deployment, contact quality allowed, swing and miss, usage, X slug, whiff rate. That pitch is freaking insane. 32 use, that's a featured curveball. You don't see that a lot. To a 367 X slug, which is phenomenal, and a 33% whiff rate. 1/3 all swings are whiffs. That knuckle curve is collapsing. But the misses always get punished. That's always been a thing for Nola. Worse on the road than at home. 12 home runs against that pitch of the year, right? I don't leave out the bad stuff. Then you get that arm side change he throws, that same side change. Oh my God, it's so sick. 13 use, so it's really a tertiary kind of pitch, but he gets the put away on it. Another 367 X log, 32 whiff again. So he has the off-speed stuff really work, and the fastball's not great. 93 miles an hour, which is kind of just average. I was diving into it where Nola's fastball really does stick out. He has a bit too much. I don't want to say too much. He has a bit more sink than I like in an elite fastball. 17, I think it was, but he has like a foot of horizontal run. So usually you'll find really good pitchers have one kind of characteristic that makes them a little bit different. You oftentimes don't always see that. S-Golf Pro 003, good morning, let's get the cheese. That's me, baby. We appreciate the generosity because it strengthens our own. One of us. Grant the spear, grant the shield, join the phalanx. Here at 300, baby. God, but this is the best, man. I am going to miss this stuff. I might just sit in front of a computer and yell at it during the winter anyway. All right, so the Nola fastball. The other part where it sticks out besides a big movement is it mirrors the knuckle curve. And I think that's always a big deal, right? You'll notice that also. How pitchers interact with each other, right? We looked at performance, but how they work with each other in accordance and combination with each other is a big. Let's just say it adds a deceptive element that can be difficult to quantify, right? That's probably the best way to put it. But a lot of times it's about then the things that people that play ball, like Just is a big ball dude, right? He's working with pitchers. He's got his hand in the dirt. Changing eye levels, changing speeds, right? Then you get into the opposing spins and release points with tunneling. And that's where really the best pitchers kind of stick out. So, no, you're seeing the best of it. I'm all into it. He faced Arizona once. It was in the desert. Went 6 2/3. He did give up 4. I think he got touched on the way out. Struck out 9, only walked 1. But I guess let's do the Arizona offense while I'm kind of rolling into it. They were rolling. I kind of called them out, looking for a step back. They scored a couple, but looked kind of meh. I warned you about the stats against righties. That number was a 295 expected wOBA versus righty second half. That's a really big sample, and that's a really poor production from a team. Right? They're much better at home. They're much better against lefties. This is on the road. This is against righties. These are really tough matchups for Arizona. So I know we're kind of thinking of them as exploding. Outside of Carroll, though, now Carroll's been just awesome on the road. 8 for 18, 2 homers, a 1,400 OPS for the young man. He is amazing. But, like a big shaking butt, like the, baby and like the tattooed faces and stuff. But not another Diamondback has an OPS above 800. I think Fan might be right there, 799 or not exactly what you're looking for. Right when we're talking about momentum, we talk about sine waves all the time. Diamondbacks were popping out in the beginning, and now we're kind of seeing the uglier side of that. I still like them. I still think they're talented. Fan base don't come for my throat. Just calling it like I see it in the analytics. So I think Nola shoves. So I think that's our second one. Against Nola in that one start, I mean, I don't really want to start quoting 3 at-bats, but Marte did home run. Ketel Marte did home run. No one else had a barrel. Moreno hit a ball 106 miles an hour. But the expected WOBA was very poor, so it's probably either straight up in the air or a ground ball right into the dirt, which is a good explainer, right? We've talked about the differences in accounting hard hit rates, Fangraphs, BIS, Baseball Information Solutions, opposed to Baseball Savant. Savant StatCast has a raw 95-mile-an-hour metrics. Yes, we want the ball hit hard, but we also need it lifted. And you especially want it pulled, right? I mean, nuance and context. There's more to it, right? More than meets the eye. So I'm a bit worried about Arizona. I think the second one, Jay, let's get the out props for Nola. These are a little bit juiced, but I think that's just the lay of the land right now. I'm pretty sure it's 15.5. Is that correct? Yeah, okay. We got 15. Again, you got it. This is where we're going to go. If we're going to look for the guy to shove, hat tip to my boys, Maddie and Frankie, Justin, helping me, right? You know, again, the door swings both ways, the sponge, you know. It's not just jelly, it's sponge. Helping me to see some of these other markets and not feeling so pressed. I've always taken it upon myself to take the hardest test and bet against the market and stuff. It's very difficult, right? So we not say ignore it. But these are all viable props, and now they're wholly accessible. That was when it started for me. When I started doing content, it wasn't all legalized. So you couldn't really give out props. People looked at you like you're an idiot. You know, how am I supposed to play that? I thought we were trying to beat the market. And, you know, now it's kind of part of it. So we'll take the 15.5. I mean, Noah is just a distance. He's a distance god. Let's see. He's the vast majority of games. I got maybe 8 times. He didn't hit that. Again, I'm really not too worried about it. Noah shoves. I wish I would have drawn it up in the split. I bet you I'd hold it. It's really happening. Again, Arizona, second half versus righties. Bottom 10 in Team WOBA. Bottom 10, Team WRC+. Bottom 5, Team OPS. Bottom 5, Team ISO. Bottom 2 in home runs. What do we know about the playoffs? What have we seen in particular in these playoffs? You want to win, you got to hit home runs. What? I wish I had that stat too. It's absurd, right? I don't want to quote a number that's like way higher than the amount of games played. Something makes me feel like it's 12-1. 13-1, the team that hits more home runs. Obviously, home runs are how you score, but that's really disproportionate, but it makes a lot of sense. All the pitching is really good. All the pitching is power pitching. Generally, the misses go out. You're not going to get a lot of walks. So you're not getting extra base runners. Very hard to string hits together, right? These things all kind of make sense. So I'm really worried about the Diamondback offense again. I like the Philly sweep was really my play. Someone else mentioned I don't know if we got that down, Jay, right? It seemed that's kind of hurts us a little bit for the show stuff. Well, the record, I don't want to make excuses, but sometimes the record doesn't truly reflect everything because we don't necessarily have that full grasp on everything. But while I mentioned BetStamp, Jay, why don't you get yourself ready to do your thing? Because it does matter, trying to get the best prices, even on something like the out props. You take it doesn't seem like it makes a big difference in one day. It probably doesn't. You take a 5-cent difference across the 1,000 bets that we made this year. Even with the same record, I could come up positive, you could come up negative. So, Jay, do a better job explaining it.
For sure, John, I got you. We feel the easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is to always use multiple sports books and to always get the best odds. We find the easiest way to do that is by having an odds comparison tool like BetStamp. BetStamp simply compares odds across every sports book, including games, player props, and futures. Save time, save money. Download the app today. And if you're looking to sign up for more sports books, make sure you head to the URL betstamp.app/call to the pen. If you sign up through that page, it helps support the show. Now back to John.
The Cardinal mistake. Jim Pine, thank you for jumping in. Don't worry about getting off topic. That's what it's all about. This entire show is off topic. Especially today, he pointed out the 15.5 we could find for -120. That's great. I love that. I love that. You got to feel like, no, I think Nolan goes in and shoves. Other one you put up there, something else that you could tell, one of us, very sharp, probably the best way to beat the baseball market, people. This is like the number one broadest rule. The early bird gets the worm. Legit. The opening baseball lines, again, this is a mistake that I made. I used to do when I was talking about the professional stuff, when I wasn't sharing content and worried about hurting my own lines. You do it at night. Night before. I pointed out Javier, 4.5 Ks at plus money. That's tomorrow. Now it's funny, I'll say we'll probably look at that tomorrow, and tomorrow it'll probably be 5. But yeah, I love the look ahead stuff. That was Matt's big thing. And he did very well on it stuff because it makes a lot of sense, especially for somebody like me. You could model the night before. You just got to. I don't even know what check for some injuries and stuff. But yeah, even that, I don't like to move the needle too much for lineups. You kind of anticipate, a little bit of movement. So yeah, super sharp chip. That's what it's all about. I actually really like that play. I'm gonna leave it today because people are kind of isolating for just today's stuff. So, all right, I'm off Arizona. I'm really worried. I think Nola shoves. I think Philadelphia wins. I don't think I want to pay the minus 155. I'm not sure if I want to pay for the run line either. Let's do the Kelly side, and I'll show you why. Merrill Kelly, people do kind of, scoff, right? You're like just the guy stuff. 178 innings, 3.29 ERA, 119 whip, pretty good. 668 OPS, which is excellent. Earned run indicator is a bit higher than 4. So there is a run of separation. But even if you were to call him a 4 ERA pitcher, still pretty good, right? 26K to 9.5 walk. Again, I mentioned to do the ball rate. I'm glad I got back to it. This is a good reason, and one of the reasons why I think ball rate is better than walk rate, and another reason why I think Kelly is getting, I don't know if it's misanalyzed. I don't know if I'm using the right word. But I've heard people quote the walk rate. The walk rate on the season at 9.5, however, the ball rate is at 35, which is excellent. I mentioned trying to give you the numbers, and I don't know how good of a job I'm doing, and then forgot. But like 36.5 to 37, probably average. Once you get to 38.5, you're bad, poor control. There are players above 39.5 to 40, which are the worst. And then other side, like 34, I would even say 35 is when the control is starting to look good. So this might be some bad calls or some wonkiness. Again, I'm more into the ball rate. 35 ball rate's probably closer to like a 7 true percent, 7% true walk rate. So again, I'm not off the disciplinary stuff for Kelly. 12% swing and strike, not bad. 28 CSW, not bad. 27 whiff, not bad. 36 O swing, again above average. 45 ground ball. 8 barrel, 3.5 blast, 1 home run per 9, 309 x WOBA on the quality. Pretty strong, right? People hear these names sometimes, they think like, oh, they're going to mash. Here was the reason why I was off it. I mean, maybe we should go for the run line. Again, there is only one game today, and we're being responsible, like throwing a buck at it. Kelly much better at home, 183 BA allowed, 575 at the crib. However, 261 on the road, 767 OPS, 4 ERA, 4.3 xFIP. Homer rate nearly doubled. Above 192 stuff plus on the Saris model. And he was pretty good in the second half. A lot of the same stuff. Pretty consistent you're getting from Kelly. He pitched one game this playoffs, 6 1/3, gave up none, 3 hits, 5 Ks, 2 walks. Pretty strong start, kind of outside of the 0 runs, I'd say what you expect, right? It's like say, Kelly expected no runs. 301 lefty righty WOBA split, which is pretty good. I mentioned away and home stuff. The per start spike rate, like the quality start, money start rates are all really good. Check it out. Better than I thought. 30 games started, 18 quality, 7 money, 10 strikeouts or more 5 different times. It's pretty good. He did face Philly once. Went 6, gave up 3, struck out 7, walked 4. Not a good start. You do that again, you're in trouble today. He's controlled contact. I mentioned it. The arsenal's really deep. 4-seamer, change, cutter, sinker, curve, and a slider to righties only. Again, something we like. If he comes out and one of those pitches are flat, 3 of those pitches could be flat. You still have an arsenal. The one thing you always see, and probably the key to his game today, this Merrill Kelly, you need to change up. 29 use, 329 X-Lug, 32 whiff. That is a money pitch. Again, I don't think people really think about Kelly having that kind of ability to put people away. If he's going to get in trouble, which I do think he will at this point, it's between the four-seamer and the sinker. Combine him with 42 use to a 440 X slug. So the worst parts of his arsenal, he's kind of throwing the most. 65% of his home runs allowed on those two pitches. Two things, though. One, Jay, can you bring up the walk prop? I saw different lines here. I have a feeling it moved now. But if there's a 14.5, this is Merrill Kelly out prop. I'm sorry. I said walk. My mistake. I meant out at first. Man, I see okay, the 13.5s are a little too juiced. Where the 14.5s are like the baseline. Man, Philly offense is good. But check this out. I mean, this is kind of wild. Merrill Kelly went 5 innings, 29 of 30 games started. Dude, that's pretty good, right? For minus 110, we gotta go for it. The guy completes 5 innings. Like, it's what he does. I know it's a big spot. I know the Phillies are tough. I know I said I like them to win. But unless they get him for like, I don't what 3 or 4 early. Yeah, so let's go Kelly over 14.5 outs also. Again, he's completed 5 innings, 29 of 30 times, which is pretty impressive. There is one more I want to do, which was also the walk prop. I know the walk rate, I was kind of upping the control. I was more trying to make my point on a large sample ball rate versus walk rate. The control has been poor as of late. So he has at least 2 walks. I think he closed out each of the last 5. And then I think he walked 2 in the playoff game also. He did. So I think it's 6 in a row. So let's get the over 1.5 walks for Kelly as well, Jay. And I think I like this one in both directions, meaning if he sucks, he's going to walk 2 guys, right? That's part of sucking. If he doesn't suck, we'll get the distance from the walk 2 the way he does all the time, right? It's kind of it. It's like it's not like the control is terrible, but he does walk batters. Maybe tries to be too cute because he doesn't have all the swing and miss stuff. Or if your only big swing and miss stuff is a breaking pitch, hitters just may lay off it and look for the call. You know what I mean? So again, there's moving pieces, but I really like those plays. So, hey, 1 game, but we managed to squeeze a few plays in there. Philly offense, very good versus righties. Harper, Turner, Schwarber, we mentioned this yesterday, all at a plus 900 OPS in the second half. Against Kelly this year, it was only that one time. So it's Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, and Real Muto posted plus 500 expected wOBAs. JTR hit a home run against him. Again, I don't want to push the BVP stuff too hard, if at all. I'm just trying to do the best analysis I can. You take the info and you do what you like. Some people like that stuff and want to know. I want you to know that I'm grinding this stuff to the very last day of the season, right? There was 0 quit. J and I, 0 quit. As if you need evidence of that. I think we're on our 130 some odd show without missing a single day. The 2 of us have dragged our, withered carcasses in. Sickness and health. Jay, will you marry me? Oh, man. Off the hook, yo. So, again, I don't want to chase it, but they have hit Kelly well. Again, I think a function of that is the fastball and sinker combination. And then we'll get out of here. Hopefully that was just the best, 1 game total tsunami breakdown you can get. So I think it's that fastball sinker combination. Mention it. Once you get beyond that kind of 40 to 45, 50% use rate, you can get a point where hitters are waiting on it, especially if you're not landing the off-speed stuff. So versus those pitches, this is where the Phillies kind of stick out, why we like them. And I didn't see the price in the run line. I guess I could probably get there. Maybe I like it again. This is barrel rate and home runs hit off 4-seamers and sinkers from righties. Schwarber, 18% barrel, 32 home runs. My gosh. Harper, 16 barrel, 13 home runs. Castellanos, 11% barrel, 21 home runs. Turner, 8% barrel, 17 home runs. So, there's 30, 60, 85, home runs. Yeah, inside of Witcher. My dude, I didn't see you there, man. Appreciate you. He says World Series champs for the Phillies. I hear you barking, dog. Big Fly 44 says, John, you're the man. Thank you for all that you do. Appreciate it, bro. Joe, yo, Big Fly 44 means everything to us, man. Without you, there's no us. And it really means the world. It really does. You know, that's what this is about, kind of building this. There's a gravitational pull in this show, right? We've joked that it's the restaurant where the chefs eat. But I think, right, hard work, greater than sign, everything else. The people that get it and you get it, right? This is a real, like, if you know kind of deal. Like, people come here and go, holy hell, I didn't know this was there. And then let's say you need it. But you need it. You need it because we are the best degenerates. We thirst. We thrive. We're obsessed with improvement. Plus EV. Plus EV. Right? Detailed analytics, the splits that matter. Everything that we're doing here, right? And then on top of that, we'll apply it, how to risk, how to be sustainable and continue to do it, right? To have an intense work ethic that's repeatable. And that's boom. That's the stuff that resonates beyond the show that hopefully you the younger men and women out there using in your real life, man. Because that's really the stuff that matters, right? Understanding premiums and value and when to say yes, when to say no. Right? Avoid the risk sometimes. No bet better than a bad bet. My favorite lesson ever, right? In 30 seconds or less. If you start with $100 and you lose 10%, you're down to $90. Pretty easy math. If you make a bet and you win 10% of your stack, are you back to 100? No, you're not. You're back to 99. Now, for stupid people that are minus EV idiots, Twitter wonks, they'll tell you what's a big deal. It's only $1. I'd say you're an idiot. You're down 1%. Continue your process. You end up at 0. Okay, no bet better than a bad bet. Every 10% you lose, you need 11% to make it back. Think about that before you're pulling the trigger on things you're not so sure of. Somebody called me on the Houston ML yesterday, and I'm glad we didn't go for it. I didn't have the gusto. I didn't really believe in it, and I kind of felt pressed. I don't hide this. We're talking about being honest before. Like, I'm doing content. I'm giving bets out. And I didn't love it, but we was kind of dancing around it. Ended up with pitching props and stuff we like better. Framber fell flat. Evaldi was a smash. So hopefully today you get, a little bit of that, and I think that'll do it. Yeah, Phillies. It's Phillies. It's just Phillies. I just have the Phillies to mop them up. I like the Diamondbacks and hope them or their fans are not discouraged at the beatdown that I think is incoming. Again, so Jay, do us a favor. Scroll through those bets again. I know I was all over the place today. But we did manage to fill in, 38 some odd minutes of really entertaining content surrounding around a single baseball game. I love it. You get it when you're spinning around here, baby. Oh, I almost read it. But a couple of pitching props that I feel really strongly about. Exotic Bully says, what about the bullpens? All right, I'll do a little 60 seconds. Again, they're... Hold on, let's do season stuff I got first. I got... Okay, Arizona. I was kind of looking at second half. That puts you around 275 innings. If you're looking at the bigger set, you got to love Arizona bullpen's been good, right? Second half and last 30. Again, I wasn't crazy about some of the underpinning stuff, but they kept performing. Last 274 innings for Arizona was a 3.67 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, 2.10 batting average. Zoom in last 30 days, it was 114 innings pitched, 2.29 ERA, 1 flat WHIP, sub 200 BA. But they don't really get strikeouts. They don't really induce chases. A lot of fly balls and a lot of hard hit. It hadn't turned into home runs. But that's the one thing that I fear regress is. In the bullpen, I want the big swing and miss stuff. Philadelphia, a bit of a flip side. You look at the second half was 266 innings, 4.70 ERA, 1.5 WHIP, really not any good. But they got it together at the end. Did some shuffling around. They just took off. Hold on, I got that stuff right here. Phillies, last 30 days, 2.70 ERA, 113 WHIP, sub 200 BA. But the strikeout rate up at 29%. Zone contact rate down at 81. Suppressing barrels, keeping the ball in the yard. In the small set right now, I think you got to like the Phillies bullpen. Maybe it's a fantasy thing, and I'm trying to be honest that hopefully I'm not carrying like narratives. I didn't really like the Arizona bullpen that much. I do like Sewald. He's been okay. He hasn't pitched since last Wednesday. You got a couple pitches from Castro and a couple pitches from Frias the other day, I guess, on Monday, yesterday, right? So they didn't really use up the pen much. So everyone's rested Sewald, but after that, I'm not crazy about Ginkel. I'm not crazy about Castro. Castro had the 4.3 ERA, not something you're looking for. from any type of closers. Where Philly, oh shoot, I had it right here. Okay, Philly used up the best parts of the pen, so I guess that would be the one hiccup, and maybe now that I'm looking at why I don't want the run line. But you're going to get back-to-back days in the playoffs. Kimbrel threw 16 pitches, got the save. Alvarado threw 15, got the hold. Sir Anthony Dominguez, 15 pitches, got the hold. I would fully expect to see these guys again. Momo certain is a day off tomorrow. So I wish I mentioned that first. It probably doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. There's a day off tomorrow. It's wheels up for everybody. Pound for pound, I like the Phillies bullpen. They're just doing it. Arizona performed again, though, yesterday. Right? The scoring from Philly was early, but that's just how I got it. Bullpens, I like to look in a little bit of tighter wave. Again, 30 days, not really nothing. 125 innings is really not nothing. So that'll do it this time. Exotic Bullies, thanks so much. Jumping in, man. I'm here for anybody, anytime, man. You got questions while the show's on, you hit us up, we'll get to it. Jay's got to be mad at me at this point. Thanks for picking up what we're putting down. Rate, review, and subscribe. We love you much. Appreciate it so much. Very, very much. All right, enjoy the game. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy that pay. And remember, when you work this freaking hard, it feels a lot less like luck, yo. Bye.